Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and today we are going to be talking about something else. Now, I know this is a couple of days ago. A lot of crazy stuff happened over the weekend, and I know I'm going to be kind of going over stuff that's a little bit old, but it's pretty big in this sense because it's not just the fact that, today's news is not important, but I'm pretty sure it is. But again, this stuff is really, really bad in the sense of what these liberal policies and what these things are happening to actually normal people in this country, and to come to this fact that this is becoming going to be a major shock, I guess, to the LGBTQ plus community, because it's not going to go well to a lot of these people that that really just support this type of stuff and how it's going to actually make women feel. And of course, it's going to take, unfortunately, a lot of grapes or serious problems that's going to happen before this actually comes into fruition. Because let's be honest, not a lot of these things or a lot of these places are having this implemented quite just yet, or have just put in, and so there hasn't a lot of stories. But I'm telling you that there's probably going to be a lot more stuff of this stuff happening coming soon because of that mere fact of what's happening to obviously these girls and stuff like that, and it's going to be sick. But they may be able to fight back before any of this outrageous and dangerous stuff happens. And this video is going to show exactly on what I'm talking about here, and what this girl is going through and all that. And I would say she's very brave, very powerful for doing this, because we need to be able to stand behind her and be able to push this type of stuff back. Of course, I would also agree that women did this themselves to where they kind of wanted these people in here in the first place. But at least this one in particular is trying to fight back against this type of disgustingness, and you can only push these people forward. Take a look at this clip.
From its own locker room while school officials investigate a conflict involving a transgender student on the team.
Kiana Burks is live outside of Randolph Union High School, where she talked with one of the players who is now facing disciplinary action. Kiana, what do you know?
Vermont education policy says that students can play sports and use whatever locker room corresponds with their gender. But some members of the Randolph girls volleyball team say that they object to having one of their transgender teammates be in the room while they change. I spoke to one of the girls.
It's a huge thing. Everyone's asking, so why aren't you allowed in the locker room?
High school student Blake Ellen and her teammates are currently barred from using the locker room after some of the girls on the team objected to allowing a transgender player in the girls' locker room.
My mom wants me to do this interview to try to make a change.
Ellen says the dispute started when the trans student made an inappropriate comment while members of the volleyball team were getting changed. She says her issue is not with having the trans student on the team or at school, but specifically in the locker room.
Biological boys that go in the girls' bathroom, but never a locker room situation.
She says that fellow team members and parents have also raised similar concerns and have approached the school with them. They were told that under state law, the transgender student could use whatever locker room they identified with. In an email to families, school officials said that the school has plenty of space where students who feel uncomfortable with the laws may change in privacy.
They want all the girls who feel uncomfortable, so pretty much 10 girls, to get changed in a single stall bathroom, which would take over 30 minutes, when if one person got changed separately, it would take a minute. No extra time.
In the email to parents, school officials say they are conducting an investigation into allegations the girls harassed the transgender student. Lisa Floyd, the co-principal of Randolph Union High School, declined to go on camera, but in an email told me that student safety was the district's highest priority, and that when policies are violated, disciplinary action consistent with the law will be taken. We also reached out to the state education agency, but didn't get a response. AOE policy states in part that the use of restrooms and locker rooms by transgender students requires schools to consider numerous factors. But the policy goes on to state that a transgender student should not be required to use a locker room or restroom that conflicts with the student's gender identity.
So every girl, no one's allowed in the locker room, no volleyball girls. Even during school to get changed for gym class, no one's allowed from volleyball.
Decision to close the locker rooms and launch the investigation should not be seen as judgment on either side of the dispute, and say that they are continuing to work to create the safest environment possible for all of their students. Reporting in Randolph, Kiana Burks, Channel 3.
Yeah, so now we see that this is the type of stuff that's happening in Randolph High School volleyball, or Randolph High School, where she is essentially banned because going against the transgender ideology and stuff like that. And this is the type of sick stuff that the left want to put in. And by the way, guys, this is in Texas, but University, Texas, if we want to go to this this type of deal, is in Austin, Texas. By the way, and Austin, Texas is obviously a blue place. It is the only place. It is the only place that is really truly blue in Texas, and that's what's happening, and that's in that current area. That's the reason why I refuse to go to Austin, Texas, or any place like that, because it's just all blue. But I think mostly everywhere else in Texas it's red. But Austin, Texas is blue, and I want to show that evidence in here in a little bit. But as you can see here, it's kind of like what is really going on. Now, there is a little bit of stuff that's not really been shown here, obviously, in some of the video. So I will go over a little bit here with this article. It's the same article, no different, but it's just filled in a little bit more to kind of understand what's going on. She says, "My mom wants me to do this interview to try to make a change." Allen continued, "I feel like stating my opinion that I don't want a biological man changing with me, that I should not have harassment charges or bullying charges. They all should be dropped." Yeah, 100% agree. It's not harassment for not wanting people to be in the same bathroom as you when you're changing. That's just absolutely asinine. Especially and especially when it comes to the opposite gender, right? Because you don't know what that gender is going to do, specifically male in this instance, because women can do assault as well. It's not really, I mean, I'm not saying that they don't, but in this instance, like, men would have a way easier time be able to do this, and more often are the cases that they are the ones that do this. But again, in this aspect, is that we have these women are mostly at danger here, and it's not okay to have these people in the classrooms. This is a huge reason why these issues are pertaining into such a society. And again, we're gonna see the dangers that's happening, but I don't think it's okay to have men in women's bathrooms, or vice versa for that matter. It's just not safe, first off, for them, and this is in high school, so it's not good. It goes on to say here that there are biological boys that go into the girls' bathroom but never are locked room, and continued. In an email to parents, the school claimed that there is plenty of space where students who feel comfortable with laws changing privacy. But of course, we've seen this. So of course, they change in privacy. Obviously, it's not going to really. It's not going to do well, because again, you're going to say they could change in privacy, but again, there is no privacy when you have an opposite sex in the same locker room. There is no privacy there. I would say most school bathrooms or school locker rooms or what have you is not really much of a privacy. I understand that they need them because how you're going to have other people change, but obviously there is not much privacy, especially in that instance, and where it's just insanity that it's happening to this level. I just don't like the fact that this is happening constantly, and this is happening in Texas of all places, which granted is in Austin, but I mean, I digress. So on a Saturday, the district representing high school Orange Southwest Supervisory District had its website hacked and covered with hate speech, symbols, and photographs targeting transgender individuals. Superintendent Lane Millington said in a statement, according to the LGBT Digger. The incident led to the district disabling its website and social media accounts. While the speech has been disgusting and disturbing, it's not been threatening, Millington wrote, saying that it appeared to be related to the locker room controversy. The district is now working with law enforcement to track down those responsible and figure out a way to continue communicating with parents while those challenges are down. We will further access that law enforcement what we learn over the next 24 hours and use it to create a response plan to ensure our students at school continue to be safe and supportive, Millington wrote. The thing is here is that there is no. I would say that might be slightly justified in terms of what is going on, because the reason why people are angry about this is because of the mere fact that you're endangering other people because of your woke ideology, your woke agenda, and you're only trying to do it because it's like I've been trying to tell people, Democrats are mostly about all feeling and all emotion, and it doesn't solve anything. When you want to use this emotion and be like, okay, we gotta help these people, but you're not thinking about the repercussions of maybe actually helping these people. The same thing is like, oh, let's open the border and not everybody come in. Well, you're not thinking about the repercussions of letting everybody in through the border and seeing what happens to the people that do have to cross and all this stuff. The type of heinous stuff that happens to children or stuff to that nature. You're not seeing that type of evil treat or that villainy happen because you have this feeling and it's not good. Emotion should not play into anything. When we go into emotion like this is the type of stuff that this results. And all these girls are not want these boys in here. They do not want this person in here. And I understand that because it's not okay. And by all means, if there needs to be a fix, this is one way to fight against it. And this is pretty big news. And I'm just hoping that we'll all come together and fight back against this. If there's anything that we can do, guys, to push back against this woke ideology, this woke type of stuff, again, I would do this as I did to my other videos. You don't even have to like this video. You don't have to comment on this video. But for the love of God, at least be able to share this video, because as long as this gets out there further, even though this has been 2 days, the more exposure, the better. The better this gets out there, the more that this gets out there, the more people can see the actual insanity of what's happening into our schools, and we can be able to fight back and push against the actual normalcy that we have back into our schools, where kids can feel safe to wherever they go and not have to experience this type of stuff happening to them, to where it may actually lead to a serious problem that may actually happen to a person, which has already happened, by the way. They just so the school covers it up. So yeah, we know the dangers of this. We need to fight back, and this is absolutely disgusting. Hopefully we'll be able to push this back, guys, because it's vile. But I don't really agree. This woke ideology is going to get people hurt, both physically and mentally, and it's going to cause a ripple effect of just negativity all around the corner. So the school getting blasted is not really a surprise, because it's not okay to have this type of stuff happening. Men are biological men, and that's just a fact. Women are biological women, and that's just a fact. Women are women, men are men, and we just had to make that true. We cannot cater to the very low percentage of people that are like this, because that are I would say that are like the transgender people. We can't, because there are small percentage of people. Doesn't mean they shouldn't have, like, the basic rights and everything, but these are things that they cannot have, because this is endangering other people. Once you start endangering other people, that's when it becomes a problem. Alright, guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share, and as always, take care. I'm apparently doing this again because I was going to show this to you guys, and I didn't. My brain did a bleep here, and let's just go to this. Yes, this was in Randolph Hospital volleyball team. Obviously, this was happening here. And then this is Randolph High School, Universal Texas City, and this is the University of Texas mayor. We go back here, University of Texas. This is Texas at Austin, and Austin is a very, very blue city. So that being said, it's not really the greatest place to be at. But we all know University of Texas is blue, but I digress. What are you going to do? Alright? Well, guys, now that's the end of the video. Sorry for that. Again, take care.